Hey everybody, Bruce Winnie, founder of Simply for Life, and tonight, I'm going to convince you on this amazing compound or food to take. Why? Because it's proven fact that it helps with depression and hot flash and so much more. Now we're going to stir the pot because at school right now and attending various conferences, I've been fortunate to meet key researchers, and one of them I'm going to discuss. And what we've been telling you that your symptoms are all due to your ovaries has been wrong all along. I'm not saying to avoid your ovaries, but I'm going to tell you about the research right now. It's pretty fascinating. So, most symptoms, and actually, if not all symptoms, they come from your brain. We're talking about mood swings, hot flashes, feeling foggy, insomnia, night sweat, depression, and anxiety. I'm very, very passionate these days about our neuroendocrine system. Really, it's understanding how your brain connects or talks to your glands, your hormones, and your ovaries. There's a really good book out there, The Double X Brain by Lisa Mosconi. Who is she? Well, she's a neuroscientist, and I've been privileged to listen to her and meet her. Lisa Mosconi, she started and spearheaded the Women's Brain Initiative, collected data, talked with top researchers in the world on your brain. She's really known as the Mona Lisa of neuroscience, and she's classed the last 20 years in a row as a top 1% researcher globally. But what she's concluded is that most people don't talk about this, professionals don't talk about it when we talk about Alzheimer, dementia, but there's 2-to-1 ratio of women being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that's quite concerning. And women's brains age differently during peri and menopause. The good news in all of this, now that I get your attention, we're going to talk about omega 3. We're not talking about omega 6 because we consume too much of it and it causes the opposite of any benefits, or omega 9. It's omega 3. And the studies I'm going to share with you, they're based on minimum of 2 grams per day. 2 grams per day showed significant improvement in depression and hot flash. And why we need to know about 2 grams per day, I'm a big fan of 2 to 4 grams per day, is because we've been recommending about 1 gram, gram and a half per day. Now, if you're having symptoms or you're during perimenopause, the studies were based on a minimum of 2 grams per day, and 1 was just not enough to get the benefits. So it also improved at 2 grams a day, all markers, including cognitive improvement, right? Feeling like I have memory issues, cognitive decline, brain fog, emotional disorders, also as anxiety and depression, also significantly improved them. So you might ask, okay, well, what else does omega 3? I've been talking about omega 3s for 20 plus years right now. Some functions in our organs that it's crucial for our brain, of course, our lungs, our eyes, our blood vessel, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, your hormones, your immune system, and skeletal muscle. Especially during your stage right now, skeletal muscle is so important, and omega 3s are very important. Now, our industry is bombarded because they will tell you that there's 3 main of essential fatty acids. You hear a lot about alpha linoleic acid, ALA, more common in flaxseed, more common in walnuts. These are great, but the research was based on the animal source of omega 3s, the DHA and EPA. And right now you're just like, well, okay, but where can I get it in food? You want to make sure that you're choosing omega 3 foods that are also low in mercury, because I'm going to do a segment on the impact, the negative impact mercury has during peri and menopause, and also on a lot of other problems that it causes into your body. But you want to look for wild-caught salmon. I've always been a big fan of wild-caught salmon, sardines, anchovies, herring, pollock, mackerel, crab, lobster, cod, catfish, and shrimps. So again, you probably are saying, which one should I avoid? Well, you need to avoid it, and you need to be careful about this. At the earlier stage in your life, maybe once per week was not too bad, but I suggest not to have these fish more than once per month and best to avoid all completely. Swordfish, shark, tilefish, king mackerel, and tuna. Now, some of you, you're probably saying, I really don't like fish or seafood. Well, we've created supplements not just for peri and menopause, but for reducing inflammation, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and all around omega 3 was based on the Mediterranean diet omega 3 ratio. And Dr. Lisa Muscopy also praised the Mediterranean diet. So it comes in a capsule of 1 gram of omega 3. If you want to take three altogether, fine. It's best to take with meal, one capsule with every meal if you have 3 meals per day, ideally, and it's a great all around supplement. So if you're still not convinced, and you need to be convinced because we can't go wrong on omega-3 fats. There's over 30-some thousand published studies or citation on PubMed, and they're all positive. So if you have a little bit of time to spare, you want to invest a little time on you, women, check TED Talk, How Menopause Affects the Brain. And it's by neuroscientist Lisa Mosconi. I think you'll be intrigued. There's over 40 million women who's watched this so far, and she makes it very easy to understand. So as promised, this is the research, the link to what I'm telling you about. But remember, there's so much that you can do when you're at that stage. Food is the holy grail of your mood. I truly believe this on how you nourish yourself. And one key component that's so important beyond doing so many other things is having a good ratio of omega-3s. We need them. We need them every day, and we need them for the rest of our lives. So hopefully you're convinced. Hopefully you're going to make good selection on your fish. And as far as for eating fish or seafood, the old recommendation, and I still hear this out there, definitely not updated, was to consume fatty fish twice per week. That's far from enough. You need to consume it at least 4 to 10 times per week. Sorry, don't kill the messenger. This would be like saying to your 20-year-old that you can start a job and work part-time and retire at 25, right? Unless they really have a good paying job, it's going to take time. And when it comes to consuming fish, you should try to have it as many times as you can. It's good for you. It does the body good. And if you change your food, you will change your mood. And this, we're talking about depression and especially hot flash. Take care. Thanks for following. Have a wonderful day.